You're about to tap into something you have never tapped into before. You're about to realize something you have never realized before. You're about to enter the actual energy and vibration you've never entered before. There is something that is actually going to take place this month of December 2021, my gorgeous Leos, which is absolutely going to change your life in such a way where you're going to start realizing that you are slowly starting to change the way you look at things. And this in itself is going to happen after this moment in time. You, my gorgeous Leo, are going to become aware of something absolutely mind-blowing whatsoever. I have mentioned this before. I did kind of like really pay attention to this particular situation in significantly when it comes to you, my gorgeous Leonis, because this in itself is going to create an important turning point for you. You in itself will know most certainly which part of your life you need to adjust, you need to change, you need to readjust, but most certainly in terms of staying on the path that you're on, staying on the path that you're at, realizing and understanding that what you're doing, it's, you know, is the right thing, staying on your path. You need to understand that there are lots of challenges going to be ahead, but the mind-blowing realization above absolutely everything else is most certainly going to be that, you know, you will stay on the same path, you will focus on the same things, you know, what you were focusing on before. But what is really most certainly going to take place when it comes to you is the fact that, you know, you're just going to decide something so importantly, but that in itself is going to require from you just to change the way you do certain things in order to get where you need to get, in order to do what you need to do. It's all about having this particular plan, very, very important plan. This is all going to lead to, which is most certainly going to become absolutely ludicrously significant within the last 7 days of December, because within the last seven days of December, this is all going to be about this particular plan that is going to come through with this unfoldment, you know, through this particular unfoldment. So it's all about you just realizing that, you know, how you can get where you want to get. By the same time, there are certain adjustments that you're going to need to make and need to do. So it's all absolutely fine, but you just need to be really smart. You just need to be really clever, like how you always are. And above all, the most importantly, follow your intuition. If something, because something is just not going to make sense to you whatsoever, and this in itself is going to be the greatest reminder, like, oh my Lord, probably of your life, to do what you do, to stay on your path. But at the same time, there are certain things that you will want to avoid, and it's all about this learning process and the wiseness and the realization that you're gonna have, because at the same time, the sign that you are actually gonna have, and the sign that you're gonna have at around the 17th of December, it's gonna answer a huge, enormous, massive question to you. And this sign is also going to be playing an important role. It's about avoiding something, avoiding certain situation, avoiding certain person, avoiding certain group of person. If something doesn't make sense around that person, around that group of people, then you most certainly avoid. But the bottom line is just about that plan, you know, how you can avoid certain things, and but how you can at the same time stay on the path that is the most sacred to you. And this is why I said that, you know, you are most certainly going to tap into something that you have never tapped into in your life. And it's going to seem like it's about the vibration, it's about the energy, it's about the realization. You're going to find yourself being elevated, you know, like so high up. And just in one way, it's just going to like, oh my God, you're not going to believe what you kind of going to come across at the same time. But this is all about you seeing the situation from a much higher angle. And this is nothing unusual, because of the month of December 2021. It is going to have such an important, mind-blowing impact on you because of the several reasons. But the most important reason is the fact that we are reaching the end of the year. Every single month has got a specific energy about it. And this is exactly what the month of December has. has this energy, it creates this energy pull, this energy shift. And for the particular signs like yourself, my gorgeous Leonis, this is going to affect you like there is no tomorrow. On one hand, it's going to be like a sense of urgency, but it's going to come really handy, because that particular sense of urgency is also going to give you like a little push, you know. And it's all about your future planning, it's all about what you're going to do next, but also above all about avoiding something rather devilish and finding an important mind-blowing solution. My name is Sasha Bonasin, and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous Leo, and it's for December 2021. So this monthly horoscope tarot card forecast is for you, my gorgeous Leonis, and it's for December 2021. You're not absolutely going to believe what a massive role December is going to play for you. But at the same time, listen, the more you give power to yourself in terms of realization, in terms of like your intuition, there is so much that it's actually going to be on your mind, you know, throughout the month of December. And this is what you need to pay attention to. It's pretty much so about the seed that you're going to plant, and the seed that you're going to plant, it's all going to come in the form of an idea, which I'm going to mention later on, within the last 11 days of December. That seed that you're going to plant is going to be really important, and it's going to come in a form of an idea, but also a bit of a solution is going to be very highlighted about that particular idea. And then by the time you get to the actual the end of February 2022, you will see there is going to be a very strong correlation with that particular idea, and you most certainly are going to have another very strong, powerful big mama sign, which is going to let you know, yeah baby, you did the right thing, yeah baby, you were paying attention to this actual idea. But at the same time, that idea that I'm talking about, it's also going to come with a little challenges, because this is what you need to remember. It's always finding a way around things, Things don't have to be like that, and like that. There are lots of ways around that we can find and come out on top by avoiding devilish people, devilish situations, and the things that absolutely don't make sense. And this is why I'm saying that this is going to be so important, because at the same time, you know, you're going to have, you see this absolutely magnificent, because it's all about your protection, your financial protection, financial security, making the right step when it comes to your future, but at the same time avoiding like a devilish things that are maybe going to try to make you think like that there is no any other way out, but you will see that there is, because otherwise you wouldn't have this absolutely wonderful card, because it's all about pretty much so you paying attention to yourself, but also giving a credit to yourself. You see this, a bit of a competition we're gonna have here. So it's pretty much so very strong time. The month of December, it's also gonna be very strong time when it comes to the next stage, next level, next step in your life. No matter what is going on, no matter what is happening, you are going to be shining very brightly, and you need to make the most of it, because this is what this wonderful energy of December is going to bring. You basically, when you want to express yourself, when you want to do something, you are going to be shining very brightly. So it's a fantastic, and it's going to happen like when you kind of least expect it. So I'm preparing you. Even if you feel completely tired, even if you feel completely drained, even if you feel completely negative, you're still going to be able to achieve what you want to achieve on a much larger scale, much more powerful scale, by projecting your own energy. And that means that wherever you want to be noticed, you will be noticed. Whatever you want to achieve, you're going to achieve that much more. Whatever you want to start, you will be realizing so much about that particular start that you wouldn't realize before. And this is what I'm trying to say. So if you're thinking about like any type of promotion in your life, like it depends what you do and where are you right now at the moment, but this is all about your next step forward, but just giving a credit to yourself. Okay, giving a credit to your intuition. This is going to be very important, because at the same time it is kind of going to bring this wonderful harmonious energy that you didn't feel in a long time, and that energy is also going to help you to reconnect with yourself, to help you with reconnect with people in your life, with your family members, with really great friends. You know, this is going to have a really wonderful impact and influence on you, and it's going to feel like your own homecoming time, because you're going to find this vibration of harmony like very, very beneficial, my gorgeous Leonis, indeed. Do you know what? When it comes to the actual numerology, this is like a big mama going on here at the moment, because you have got number 104. Of course that this is a very powerful number, but it also means that you reached a quite significant part of your life where you just now, in order to go forward, you just need to really strictly now, from now on, just live from your intuition. Just pay attention to your intuition, pay attention to what your third psychic eye is trying to tell you. There is so much guidance that you're going to have throughout this month of December, like, oh my god. But the guidance is pretty much so going to be consisting of the actual signs at around the 17th of December, which I already mentioned, but also at the same time confirmation. Like, you know, there are going to be few different stages when you're not going to believe what's happening and what's going on, like maybe in your life and around you. But then again, the essence of your own balance and the power and your strength is going to come from you standing very firmly on the ground and believing in yourself and believing what you do, you know, and you don't let your energy to be stolen away. And the energy is very easily stolen away, and this is why all this is like so important, because the energy is taken away from us and stolen away from us with all sorts of like negativities, like through lies and uncertainties, like all down, lots of negativities around you. Then negativity takes over, and once the negativity takes over, it's very difficult to increase our own vibration, because it affects our way of thinking, it affects our way of planning. So this is why it's so important to stay on top of things. Number 104, my gorgeous Leonis, also means, you know, that what I really like that on the 10th of December 2021 you are going to have the whole new cycle, which is about to restart. On the 10th of December 2021, you, my gorgeous Leonis, are going to have the whole new cycle, which is going to restart, and that in itself, it's going to bring you the much needed strength. That strength, it's almost immediately going to open your eyes, and it's going to put you right back down and remind you of who you are and what your job what your role on this earth is. And we feel, when we are like surrounded by these vibrations and energies, we just feel this absolutely magical force, you know, which is driving us through, which is driving us forward, so we can ignore the negativities. Because what is the problem, what has been problem over the last 24 to 36 months, that people didn't realize, you know, there is just so much going on, and this same vibration and energy, it's taking away from people, it's taking their own light, it's tempering with their own vibration, and that in itself can be quite like kind of daunting, and it can bring all sorts of like weird feelings within us. And then we pay attention to what we shouldn't be paying attention to, and the more we pay attention to things that we shouldn't be paying attention to, the more our vibration is getting taken away from us. I'm not saying that you like, oh no, something horrible happens and then you're like all stony, all cold. I'm not saying to be horrible, and no, don't get me wrong. It's about your own balance, it's about your own understanding, it's about you following your intuition and realizing that now, from now on, it's all about your next step. The month of December 104, it is the actual, this is probably the biggest month when it comes to the plan that you're going to come up, the plan that you will have. It's going to be life-changing, but it's also going to refresh you in so many different ways, because it's gonna, after December, you're gonna make like an enormous, giant, huge step into the actual unknown stage of your life. Not completely unknown, but now you're just gonna throw yourself on the certain path that you didn't think it's going to happen and manifest as fast, because to yourself you're just gonna kind of say, oh, no more waiting game type of things, and the feelings and vibrations are gonna be all around those particular lines. So it's all about you moving moving forward, but also at the same time paying attention to the planning, to the feelings that you have, to your own emotions, how you feel when you think about things when it comes to the future planning. It is very important because there is going to be this huge, massive, enormous solution to your problem. It's also going to come through in between the 17th of December and the 27th of December 2021. The huge, massive problem is slowly going to come to an end. It's like an obstacle, but like it's just the beginning of you coming out of the stage of your life that no longer serve you. But by then at that moment in time, this is going to be obvious. Just remember that you're going to find yourself on the spiritual quest. You're going to find yourself like you want to know more, you want to find out more, you want to make the next step, but you also want more out of life. The things that are very negative and dark are going to be rather obvious, and your job is to shine your light. By shining your light, you also increase your vibration, and that really helps you to keep you going. Number 104 means that on the 10th of December there is a new cycle which is going to start, a restart, and that in itself, it's going to open your eyes, it's going to rejuvenate you in such a way where you're gonna start being inspired by the part of your life that you kind of left behind and you didn't pay attention to, and that in itself is going to be a really major point here that is just going to be driving you forward. It's all about you realizing that you have a strength, when it comes to the new beginning, because it looks like that you blocked yourself, maybe subconsciously or consciously, when it comes to the new beginning. And this is why you just have to keep going and follow your light and find a way things around things that are causing like a really unnecessary dark, very heavy vibrational blockages. So there are ways around, in order for you to get forward, you see. So you just need to remember this, my gorgeous Leonis. It's more important than ever. You have strength in new beginnings because most certainly on the 10th of December the new cycle is going to restart. That is going to lead towards like a very interesting 4 days in between the 10th of December and the 14th of December, my lord. And then you will know that in order for you to kind of keep going forward, you will also realize that growth will come. Growth always means leaving something behind. So this is also going to be quite a really important time of your personal transformation, but also it's all connected to that ending cycle as well. This is the time of your transition, but also you will see that now it's time to pay attention to this necessary change in your life. On another hand, my gorgeous Leonis, what else I was going to say, I really like this December, because it's all about you also realizing there will be the moment that you will have, and it's going to be very specific, a few different moments. One is going to be on the 7th of December, one is going to be on the 17th of December, and the third one is going to be on the 27th of December. All these 3 days are big mamas indeed, in particular when it comes to you stepping back from everything to gain perspective. These 3 days with number 7 are going to be so important, because also at the same time, number 7, oh lordy lord, it's a very powerful number when it comes to our personal vibration, our inspiration, when it comes to our spirit guides, when it comes to the relatives that passed away that are guiding us, when it comes to our angels, when it comes to spirits that are keen to help, because it's a highly powerful number when it comes to our own understanding of our subconscious mind, but also reflecting on things in the best possible way. So there is so much that you're gonna realize as well when you just kind of step back and just follow the way the day is gonna kind of like unfold, but also at the same time watch what's happening around you that hasn't got anything to do with you, because this is also going to be playing an important role in like a really important understanding that you will have about a certain illusions in your life. They are going to become absolutely obvious, and this is really important because of the certain illusions you almost lost a little bit of control, in particular when it comes to like over the last 7 or 8 months. There were lots of illusions that because of these illusions you've lost control. This kind of affected you, and now at this moment in time this is going to become obvious because you have found yourself like with your hands like tied back, like pretty much so. And especially over the last 22 months, I can within the last 22 months this is kind of like there are lots of like parts of your lives and problems that you had that arise actually from this particular situation. So it's all about you not feeling right, not feeling okay, not feeling like everything is fine, not feeling like you are completely kind of like a free free spirit, not feeling like okay because you felt like your hands were tied at the back, you know. And this in itself, it's a very important sign for you to understand that slowly something is coming to an end, you know. A very, very important part of your life, not important so anymore that it's coming to an end. It's going to be really highlighted here. So after that moment in time, there is going to be a massive, giant, enormous step that you're actually going to make, because you know what, my lord, August 2022, it's actually going to be really big when it comes to that specific big, massive, huge, enormous change that I'm talking about, because by then there are lots of things that are going to be going on in your life like completely unplanned, but they're going to be quite good, and they're going to be very rewarding and very brilliant for you. But this is all going to be the direct result of you trusting yourself, believing yourself, following your own intuition. More than anything, the more you follow your intuition and the more you avoid the things that don't make sense to you, no matter what's going on, my babies, this is exactly what my advice would be to you, because there is a lot going to be on your mind, but this is the way, you know, this is the step forward, because this is going to lead towards one of the biggest accomplishments of your life. Financially, when it comes to your future, when it comes to doing the right thing, when it comes to avoiding the right things, when it comes to like finding ways around. And this is all going to become absolutely obvious, because when you thought, oh my god, what I'm going to do, don't stress, my babies, there is always a way around. And that's why I wouldn't see this in the first place. Okay, so this is why this is so important. On another hand, you know, number 104, it's also numerology, means when it comes to you, my gorgeous Leonis, it's about difficulties, you know. If you when you had the difficulties, you know, starting new things, starting new projects, you know, this is now going to bring you really kind of like this is going to be a really nice spiritual flip-flop moment, because it's going to bring you the bravery, and you're going to realize your own capacity. And then once you realize your own capacity through your own bravery, by doing things only that make sense to you, this is going to enhance you so much, and it's going to become obviously why did you have it difficult to, you know, to launch new projects, to start new projects. And this in itself, it's the moment of change. This is the time of change, the all of the actual December. So it's not still the time for you to start new projects right now at this moment in time. No, baby, no. I'm not saying to start new projects. December, it's not the month for the new beginning, for the new starts. Okay, if you need to start and you haven't got any other time, that's fine, you just go. But then on another hand, my advice would be to not to kind of start new projects, to not to launch new projects throughout the actual months of December. January and February are going to be completely different, but this is the month for planning, paying attention to your intuition, cutting out certain things about your life, and realizing that you have got a huge, massive, enormous answer how to avoid the situations that are really becoming very kind of like impossible to understand anymore. So this is why this is so important. On another hand, you know, when I said difficulties in launching new projects, you know, this is the time of change, that by the time you come to the end of December, you will have a very specific new plan that it's going to take over. Even if you start new projects, you know, even if you rush with something, I wouldn't really suggest to do this, because the whole month of December, it's going to be such a wise eyes opener. The whole month is going to be such an eye opener, like, oh my god. This is why, because it's like there are the different experiences that you will go, different spiritual experience that you will go throughout this month, which is going to help you to understand so much what you need to understand. Okay, so by the time you get to the end of December, yes, there is going to be some kind of new plan that you are going to have. So that's why I wouldn't rush with, oh, start new projects, blah blah blah. It's not the right time, baby, because you need to go karmically through the whole month, all 4 weeks of December, in order to get the necessary knowledge, in order to understand things for what they are. Sometimes things are crazy, absolutely crazy in this world, but in order to stay on top of things, the only way to stay on top of things is by doing things that only make sense to you. Okay? This is what I want you to know. It's about a new plan, and that it's going to come up right at the end of December, after all this. And you will most certainly be so awakened by then. And this is a very specific awakening that I'm talking about. So it's all about your wishes, new plan, something that was on your mind for a while, but at the same time, you wanted to start this, you wanted to have a beginning before, but it wasn't the right time. So now suddenly you're going to have this hope and confidence, but at the same time, there are going to be so many uncertain things attached to it. And before they would put you off, but by the time you get to the last part of December, you're just going to be on a completely different planet, on the planet that you should be, on the planet that is going to be superb for you, on the planet that is just gonna help you to see things through, and also big problem. The answer to the big problem, it's gonna come to an end. You're gonna big problem, it's gonna come to an end in a form of you realizing that you have got the answer. This is a very powerful moment in time. Please do trust me, Leonis. Please. On another hand, it is just about the slow stability, which is going to start gently drifting, sliding into your life. And this in itself, it's also going to be brilliant, because something that you blamed yourself, some kind of mistake a while back, now you're just going to have a chance to kind of go over, and this is all connected to your own stability and a personal victory. At the end of the day, what you also need to remember, to never ever underestimate your own ability. You're so powerful. You are the power. You are the universe. You are very, very powerful, and also it can work both ways. If you're optimistic and you focus on the next step at the right moment in time, you will achieve a lot. But if you are negative, if you think very darkly and things like that, then you're just going to block yourself, because that same energy can work against you if you're negative. So you need to make the most of it now throughout the month of December, when this energy pull that I was talking about, it's going to come forward, and it's just really going to be creating lots of situations that are going to, spontaneous situations that are going to appear in your life, where you're going to surprise yourself the way you're going to respond. And this is where the magical moments are going to come up, so this is very, very important indeed, and also an important moment of justice. Very, very important moment of justice you're going to be aware of, my gorgeous Leo. This is very important for you. This is going to mean to you so much. But then again, the next step forward is to be as impartial and objective as you possibly can, okay? You need to stand up for what you believe, most certainly, but then at the same time, avoid people that are confusing, that are weird, that are bizarre, because you're going to come quite a lot of people who are going to have a completely opposed opinions to you. You will feel it. If something is not right about these people, and then you just move away from them. There is no point to waste your energy with people like this whatsoever. Preserve your energy for things that mean to you, for things that matter to you. So this is something that is really, really important. And also, if you want to start like some kind of process of proving your point, your chances are going to be absolutely enormous. So it's also a great month when it comes to you proving your point to someone. This is an absolutely remarkable month when it comes to you proving your point to someone. So just remember this, because it is like gonna be somebody who mean to you so much, somebody who's very connected to you, somebody who's related to you, or somebody who's your great friend, and I can see them like a family members as well. You will have this chance to prove something so important to them, and that is gonna reflect and impact their whole life. So this is very important also, because it's going to make you feel so much better. On another hand, my gorgeous Leonis, when it comes to your nutrition and when it comes to your health, I know that you need to pay attention to your digestion, and it's interesting how almost every sign had like a little bit of issues when it comes to the actual digestion and stomach lining and things like that. I will highly suggest you to drink like a aloe vera organic juice, because it's superb when it comes to your stomach lining. But also on another hand, the whole B vitamin complex. B vitamin complex is going to be superb, also brilliant supplement, but you also need to make sure that folic acid is made as a folate, which is the specific version of folic acid, and folic acid is made in like a chemicalish way, where folate is natural. And also within this B vitamin complex, B12 needs to be made as in natural way as well. So it's like methylcobalamin is the name of the B vitamin B12, which is made in a natural way. And B vitamin complex, if you take it the very first thing in the morning, it's also brilliant to take it the very first thing in the morning, because it's gonna give you energy, because I know that your energy, you're gonna need a little bit extra energy. So this is what B vitamins are gonna do. They're gonna give you extra energy, they're gonna re-energize you, they're gonna be fantastic for stress, for any type of worries, but also for so many other things. And above all, it's gonna be beneficial for your entire digestive system. And of course that I'm going to suggest you what I've been suggesting for a long time now. It's organic acerola cherry powder, organic acerola cherry capsules, organic camu camu powder, organic camu camu capsules. Both of these supplements are equally important and quite good when it comes to its natural vitamin C content, okay? And either of those supplements is going to be okay to take alongside natural vitamin D3 and the natural zinc. This combination I will take every single day, because it's something what you need in order to boost your immune system. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant, or if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor, you just need to check with your GP. Only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications, my gorgeous Leonis, or not. So now going on the very first date, that is going to be quite important. But before I go there, I would highly recommend you to get something like a chakra pendant, this gorgeous chakra pendant, basically. And these are like basically all made with this beautiful combination, perfect combination of crystals, which do increase your vibration. It helps you to open up. It helps you to come out of yourself. It helps you to just like kind of flow freely without worrying too much, because that can affect us. But also above all, it's fantastic for communication, saying the right things when we are surrounded by certain people, when we are doing something important. You know, this is something that I would most certainly wear when you're trying to achieve something, when you try to prove your point. You know, this really beautifully increases your vibration. This gorgeous chakra pendant comes with sterling silver setting and a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, my gorgeous Leonis, you're also supporting my channel as well. I have to say that. Now the 3rd of December, this is like a quite important date. In fact, in between 1st, 2nd and the 3rd of December, there is a lot gonna be on your mind. But the 3rd of December, it's gonna be pretty much so, it's gonna be the final day, like the 3rd day. It's about this, what is on your mind, what is gonna be kind of making you feel something is gonna making you feel really unsatisfied. Something is going to just make you feel like you're struggling, like really negative and low. And then at the same time, this is an obstacle, you know, that was in your life, that was affecting you for a while. So on the 3rd of December, this is what you're going to be focusing on. But it's really good to pay attention to just that at this moment in time, because it's almost immediately going to make you feel like you're doing something, you're going on the next step, you're giving credit to yourself, but also it's going to bring that much needed tranquility into your life. You need to pay attention to, because this is pretty much so to do with like some kind of like you realizing on the 3rd of December some kind of unwise plan. This is all going to lead, it's going to start with like an obstacle, but then it's going to make you think, and then it's going to make you wonder, and then it's going to take you somewhere else, and then in the meantime you're going to see very important sign, and that sign hasn't got nothing to do with you, but it answered so bloody much, you know. But then at the same time, it's about the unwise plan. You will become aware of an unwise plan, and now this is important because you will know what to do, okay? But there will be slight change of plans, you know. But so this is where this is all going to start. So it's all about you finding yourself on a very specific journey when it comes to an advancement into the unknown, but also the realization that there is a certain alteration in your life going to need to be made. Look, you see this, look at this. And when it comes to the 3rd of December, you see, and then the specific place, the specific stage that is going to be quite highlighted is going to be between the 3rd of December and the 17th of December when it comes to this, you see, because you are going to find yourself on an absolutely remarkable path. This is going to rejuvenate you. It's going to refresh you in so many different ways. You know, you're going to find yourself being so driven because you will not even be able to explain this, but it's about here. It's about your third psychic eye, because you're following your third psychic eye. You're listening to your own intuition, so that is going to open up so much in between, so much within you, and then you're not going to be able to explain, but you're going to find yourself on these beautiful wings, you know, and floating towards your future, but without feeling that heaviness that you felt before. You will be able to feel so many things about your future so vividly, but you will not be able to explain this visually, if you understand what I mean. But this is all going to lead towards a really great satisfaction, accomplishment, you know, and it's also going to give you the time to chill out, the time to rest, you know, because it's to do with the part of your life that you just really did drain so much out of you. The second important date, it's going to be on the 17th of December. Now, the 17th of December, and before I go there, I would highly recommend you to get something like a black obsidian, you know, because there is so much of the there is so much of the actual weirdness is going on around at the moment, you know, and then sometimes we do feel like we are part of the slightly different dimension, and most certainly we are, but then to some people this affects so much, you know, so many different parts of your life, your way of thinking, and black obsidian is brilliant because it helps you to protect your energy. It helps you to protect your balance. It helps you to ground yourself. So every time when you feel weird, when you feel negative, and when you feel bizarre, when you feel spaced out, when you're talking to someone who's like so weird and strange, and then sometimes these people have got like they tend to have a very strong energy that can just mess us up, and then it messes us up in a way we don't respond the way we want to respond, and we go home. Then 2 days later we're like, oh, why didn't I say this? Why didn't I say that? You know, type of thing. So this is why black obsidian is brilliant. It comes with a sterling silver setting and a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, my gorgeous Leonis, you're also supporting my channel as well. So the 17th of December is the second important date. I like this so much because here it's just pretty much so the new stage. It's going to take over, and it's going to come through your own enthusiasm, and enthusiasm you will feel through your own initiative, and that is all going to make you like, oh, something to do with something new, to do with a new beginning, to do with a new start. But there's just gonna, oh my god, now suddenly there are going to be so many possibilities around that you weren't able to realize before, and it's all about giving credit to yourself. It's all along those particular lines. This is important because it's all about the unlimited possibilities in your life that are going to work so well for you. You know, and it's going to be very rewarding. It's all about this creativity, and also the beginning of an absolutely mind-blowing experience. This is so important because it's almost going to feel like adventurous in a way. It's going to make you feel really good about yourself, but on another hand, it's also going to bring you material attainment. It's going to put you on an advanced stage of your life, and the certain difficulty, it's just kind of like an answer to the certain difficulties. It's all going to come through that, because something that just is so irrelevant is going to become obvious, that is just no longer serving your part, your life anymore. And above all, it's going to clear so much of an emotional confusion. So it's not only about you feeling creative, starting something absolutely, this meaningful experience is going to be mind-blowing, but it's going to clear so much emotional confusion. This is the time when you're going to start feeling very important determination, initiative, strength. You know, you're going to feel very powerful activity when it comes to your success, but also it's all about like being driven to go forward in your life. It's all about this deep emotional feeling that I'm talking about, that it's also going to be playing an important role, my gorgeous Leonis. So this is why this is going to be so significant indeed. You see this King of Pentacles here, absolutely fantastic time of the actual inspiration. Just pay attention attention to who is actually going to be inspiring you, because at around the 17th of December, this one particular person is going to play such an important role when it comes to you feeling inspired through your own synchronicity, through that particular balance. You will know exactly who am I talking about, whether this is somebody in your life, like some person who is physically in your life, whether this is someone who you look up to outside, whether this is someone who you look up to online or something. You know, it doesn't really matter through which particular dimension this situation is going to be highlighted in your life. It's going to be there, and it's most importantly, it's going to really feel so vividly. Something is going to feel so strong and powerful about that particular person at the right moment in time. So it's about a certain inspiration, and that person who is going to inspire you is going to help you to see the opportunity and chance where you wouldn't see it normally. So that's why this is going to be big mama moment as well. Important, my gorgeous Leonis, indeed. Okay, so the third important date, it's going to be on the actual 27th of December. Now, the 27th of December is just basically about, you need to remember that this is like a bit of like a karmically powerful time. So God, you know, I know it sounds like so cliche or whatever, you know, so vague, you know, to say the 27th of December, it's going to, you're going to have the opportunity to let something go. Someone is going to come into your life, like in the terms of like an anger. So you're still holding on an anger towards someone, and you need to let that go. Okay, so you will have a very important opportunity on the 27th of December to let that anger go. And it is going to become evident because that person or situation is going to kind of like, something is going to be repeating in your head, and it's going to remind you to let this go. It's a very powerful time of karma. So if you get this right, exactly 18 days later, you are going to have something that is going to get back to you. This is what this balance is going to do. Exactly 18 days later, 18 days later, exactly, you are going to have some good that you did before, that it's about bounce back at you, that it's come back at you. So you will see and realize how interestingly things are all connected. On another hand, you know, you will start like realizing this is going to be the key date when you will know that it's absolutely time to head in a new direction. But that in itself is going to be connected to an important clarity of your life, an important clarity on your life purpose. You know, it's going to be so rejuvenating because you will be keep on thinking about a certain part of your life, and the more you think about it, the more you're going to be feeling excited, the more optimistic you're going to feel. And that in itself is going to require from you, you will realize that in your heart, most certainly, you know what to do. In your heart, you know what to do. In your heart, you know what to do. You say this is what you're going to realize, but then on another hand, take a leadership role and step into the spotlight. So it's more about you taking a leadership role, my gorgeous Leonis, and also to communicate your vision as much as you possibly can, and do not be sensitive to like a people maybe don't agreeing with you, or maybe you saying something that some people don't understand. No, baby, no. You just go through, you just go forward and keep on following your intuition, because this is going to inspire you. It's going to bring you a very kind of like important opportunity, but also on another hand, that is almost immediately going to be connected for the planning for the long term. You know, planning for the long term is going to become absolutely obvious when it comes to the 27th of December, my gorgeous Leonis. But also on another hand, you see this, a reflection from the past is going to bring you an insight. Just remember that in between the 27th of December and the end of that month, you are going to feel a little bit of like, oh Lord, you know, a little bit of nostalgia. And also through that nostalgia, you're actually going to realize an important insight, you know, in the current situation, and that is going to be consisting of foolish thinking. I know that sounds like foolish thinking, like a fantasy that is never going to come up, something that is just not going to happen, and something that, you know, the certain part of your life maybe that, you know, it was draining so much of your energy, but it came to an end. So now you're just going to maybe see that was a bit of a wishful thinking, but the sooner we see this, the sooner we realize this, the sooner we're going to be able to move on. And this is why this is going to be so important for you. Indeed, and there you go. This is where this is all going to lead to, like a great success and contentment and excitedness and happiness. On one hand, you're doing the right things when it comes to your future, because, you know, even if things don't make sense now, they will make sense later on. But then on another hand, it's about your own accomplishment, indeed. So now, my gorgeous Leonis, I'm just going to see briefly what to pay attention to in the first part of December, mid part of December, and the last part of December. Now, Leone, 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 raise your vibration. Raise your vibration, my gorgeous Leonis. It is very, very important. Music is very powerful. Sound is very powerful. It is helping us to rejuvenate ourselves at a time when things are just crazy. So now, basically, my gorgeous Leonis, the first part of December, what to pay attention to would be, you know what, in particular, when it comes to the first 10 days, you know, it's all about you hearing and becoming aware of very exciting opportunities. But these opportunities that you're going to become aware of, it's all about you finding a different ways around. Just remember that it is very important. This is the time when you need to allow your creativity to take the next place, okay? On another hand, whatever you start, it's very important to finish as well. There is an unfinished business going to become quite obvious, but this in itself is going to surprise you, because suddenly you're going to be longing for the specific part of your life that you want to more investigate when it comes to your past. And this is going to be interesting, because it's just karmically required from you to return to that point in order to kind of realize the necessary lesson. The mid part of December, you know, it's all like basically just keep on moving forward and do not pretend like there is no problem, you know. And this is nothing to do with you or your life, but it's all about you not like with a specific situation, you know, and a specific devilish, very dark energy, like the type of people, you know, like not to pretend that there is a problem, because you will become aware of something, but then at the same time you must not overanalyze the situation. Just see it what it is and keep moving forward. Follow your intuition and your third psychic eye here. The third part of December, it's all about this very important information that you're going to have, and this is to do with you, with your personal situation. You know, this is going to be so good to you, because it's also connected to somebody who mean to you, somebody who's important to you, but then also as they're going to be playing an important part when it comes to this, you know. But the bottom line is a very important news that you will have. Information. It's going to make you feel so good. It's going to put a big smile on your face. By the same time, you know, it is an absolutely perfect time to reconnect and connect with people who mean to you the most. The more you connect to people who knows you and who mean to you the most, the more important messages you're going to have, because the actual power of synchronicity is going to be mind-blowing. So it's almost like people who are very close to you are going to be able to talk to you like type of like telepathically, you know, at around the end of December 2021, because you will see how mind-blowing things are going to be. Things that are on your mind, they will be talking to you about. And when that happens, you will know that the power of synchronicity is becoming a big mama. So it's more like about the confirmation. 3 absolutely mind-blowing confirmations are gonna become evident and obvious at the end of December 2021 for you, my gorgeous Leonis, indeed. So now, when it comes to those of you that are in relationship, I really like this so much. And for those of you in relationships, everything that I said so far is just going to be so significant here. You know why? Because it's everything to do with you too, going on the next step. And how do you avoid something dark, something negative, something low vibrational? It's going on, you know, on your path. But you will know, because it's about this idea, how to avoid this. So there is a very important idea that you're both gonna have, and that idea by the end of December 2021 is gonna help you to see things through for what they are, but most importantly, it's going to help you to kind of gain the necessary knowledge, and that knowledge is going to be so wise, it's going to be so mind-blowing. You're both going to start connected to your future, and then it's going to become so vivid, and you're not going to be able to explain visually, but you're both just going to be driven towards the specific situation. There is something that you're going to be working on, something that you're going to do, something that you're going to start, and this in itself is going to have a big moment again in August and September 2022. So that idea is going to become a rather big baby indeed in August and September 2022, because there is so much that is going to change in your life after this moment in time. But you need to remember to have patience and just trust yourself above anything else. For those of you who are actually single and ready to mingy, my gorgeous Leonis, there is something really important going to take place. There is something really important going to happen. You are just going to feel a very strongly at around in between the 17th of December and the end of that month. You're going to feel very strongly to kind of do more in order to put more energy towards the specific part of your life. It's like an idea, putting more energy, what you need to do next, you know, what you need to bring in. And at that moment in time, there is something going to come to you, the certain change that you're going to need to make. And this is going to create this spiritual domino where you're going to change one thing and then so much is going to change. Because in order for you to put more, to go on the next stage with that particular idea, it's not about the idea as such, but it's towards the specific goal. It's about you putting more energy towards something specific, towards the specific goal. And then that in itself is going to create a moment where you will think like, you will know that there is a certain change necessary for you to make, and that change, it's going to reflect on every day, every week, every month that you have. So you are about to find yourself like on like a midway to that particular change that I'm talking about. So it's going to be either you going every day somewhere different, or every week somewhere different, every month somewhere different, some kind of new dimension. The element of the new dimension is going to come through, and this is the time when someone very important is about to walk into your life. That person is not going to make themselves known in December, but you will realize through your own actions through which channel, you know, energetic channel, which dimension this person is going to walk in. Somebody really important and somebody really significant and somebody very, very cool in so many different ways. I am talking about a person who is very ambitious, but I'm talking about a person who is very spiritual, but I'm also talking about a person who is super kind of quirky as well. There is something going to be so quirky about that person, like so unusual in a way where you're going to think like, oh, I wouldn't normally fancy this type of person. And this is where the magic is going to come up, because you will realize that you're slowly changing. So there is going to be something unusual about that person not unusual, but you will see that it's not someone who you would normally go for, and that is just an important sign that you are on the right path, but also you're spiritually changing, you're spiritually growing, you're spiritually evolving, and you are about to do something really huge and really important when it comes to your life as well. Okay, my gorgeous Leonis, I love you all so much. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you, my gorgeous Leonis. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you all. Bye.